The Marji Gesick. If you know, you know. If you don't know, well, here's the summary. Marji Gesick is a race for running, riding, or both. Anywhere from 15 to 200 miles, depending on how much of a masochist you are. This event has a reputation of being the toughest race in America, sometimes boasting a DNF rate as high as 80%. Here's my story from the 50-mile ride in 2022. Lining up for the race, I was pretty nervous. The anticipation was high, and between poor training and missing my bike repair kit, I did not feel prepared. However, just starting to ride let a huge weight off my shoulders. At this point, all I had to do was ride and hike until I finished, because I hadn't shown up to quit. The rollout was nice. Being towards the back of the group meant that nobody was pushing for their best time. Chatter was light, anticipating challenges, sharing goals, usually just to finish. There's a special camaraderie between people suffering together, even if the rollout was pretty easy. Of course, that didn't last long. The Marji course is designed to be as difficult as possible. Starting in Marquette, you have to start on paved roads and bike paths by default, but we beeline towards Mount Marquette, and we're climbing the steep gravel access road only 2 miles into the day. On most rides, it's a realistic approach to downshift and power up, but today, nearly everyone climbed off their bikes and pushed. After a fast, fun descent and some connector single track, a traffic jam formed on off grade. And honestly, this section was really enjoyable for me. Sure, I was slowed down, but I think this saved a lot of energy and gave us all an opportunity to chat and laugh, keeping morale high early in the day. Even hiking, I managed to fall off the trail once, so I can only assume that riding those slick rocks would have resulted in even more spills. Once the crowd reached Pipe Dreams, people were riding again, and we started making up some ground. I also got way more excited about these Skittles than I thought I would.
Ooh, Skittles! Thank you!
At 10 miles into the ride, the day was just starting, but those Skittles were amazing. And besides that, the energy coming from that family was incredible. About 18 miles in was where I got to see my crew for the first time. My wife had made a few signs, which made me, and others, laugh. One guy apparently rode off the trail getting distracted by his own quads, but I cannot thank them enough for joining me for this event, making sure I had appropriate supply points and having water and snacks for anybody else. The first time through Jackson Mine Park, I was feeling pretty good. I had mentally split the race into 3 parts. This was the end of segment 1, and it felt good to reach a mental checkpoint. I paused for a minute to take stock of my water supply, then kept rolling.
This is where the fun begins.
The range area mountain bike trails are known for being beautiful, but filled with technical features, especially sharp, chunky rocks and punchy climbs. You have to work for every inch you travel.
Just keep her moving.
Even 20 miles into a 60-mile event, I was struggling. You can hear it in my breathing, as well as notice I wasn't catching the runner in front of me, who was walking.
What does this technical section hold in store? Or is it just because we're riding on a cliff? Well, somebody went off there. Got this. They're doing the job! Woo!
There was progressively more hiking as the day went on, but my good humor lasted at least as long as daylight did.
Oh, don't mind me. Just taking my bike for a walk in the woods. Good to get out for some exercise, you know. Do 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 do. Hey Rupert, you're really okay. Just to prove I can. At least a couple corners. Oh. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no.
32 miles in and my legs were shot. Doesn't matter how smooth the climb was, nearly any kind of grade had to be hiked at this point.
To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Not the right, not the right, not the right, not the right. And bump, and bump, and bump, and bump. Now pedal by yourself, now pedal by yourself. You're good, you're good, you're good. Are you good?
No, that really hurt.
You need anything?
Oh, okay. I need this race to be over.
Well, that's up to you.
While the sun had helped dry this rock roll and make it rideable,
The blue arrow.
the sunlight and heat were taking its toll on me. I don't react well to heat and was really hurting at this point, despite having all the supplies I could need, so I was absolutely thrilled when I spotted my wife in this parking lot. I really needed a break and wanted to chug a bottle of water.
How you doing?
Oh,
That sun is brutal. That's where I gotcha.
yeah, the sun is not helping.
I'm sorry.
How many of those you got?
I got a whole piece in the car. I've already given away 2 though.
After that break, my legs are having a hard time getting going again. They're tired. But we just gotta keep her moving. Okay, so missed the genuine response, but turned around a corner, saw this climb, and literally just started laughing. You gotta be kidding me. Ain't no way I'm riding this. Let's go this way. It looks like fun.
The return to Jackson Mine Park from East Bluff stands out to me as the most difficult part of my day. I was feeling tired, the sun and rocks were wearing my patience real thin.
What? That ain't happening.
And I just wanted to reach my checkpoint, take a decent break, and move on to the final stage of the day. But this section seemingly took forever.
Ah. Hey-oh.
Oh, you're way up the trail.
I'm barely moving, dude.
You're one up on me.
You need anything?
I'm alright.
Or are you just taking a break?
Just taking a break, trying to get some water to start with.
Good deal. And then there's this guy who just cruises on through. Keep it up. It's just chunky. I don't want to catch a wheel and stop dead. Literally. Look at this.
I did eventually make it back to the park. My crew was there with some chain lube, but they retreated to the cars when the sky opened up with a rather impressive bit of rain. Melissa was wrangling our daughters, and our friends had their own, so I'm glad they were giving the girls as good a day as possible. The rain helped cool me down, and then I could take my time swapping out bottles and eating a sandwich without feeling like I was keeping them from going on with their day. Rolling out from Jackson Mine Park, second time. Finish line or bust. When I left Jackson Mine Park the second time, it was about 5:40, and I was steeling myself to face Epic in the dark. I'm gonna need my lights.
I call shenanigans.
Oh, I hate all this. Never next to holes situation.
Uh-huh. Blame Danny. Nope.
That scared me.
Off balance.
How we feeling?
Hanging on.
Oh yeah, I got you.
What the heck kind of sick joke is this?
Climbing up these switchbacks on Epic was excruciatingly slow, and I still had 15, 16, 17 miles to go. Mileage is a guess when you're using GPS tracking on these trails, and every one of those miles was taking 20 minutes to half an hour at this point. I knew the sun was on its way down, and I wanted to get as far as possible before resorting to headlights.
That looks slippery. That is the sound of struggling.
Oh God, you're not kidding.
I'm assuming 100?
Yes.
Dude.
What stupid idea was that?
Well, Todd, Danny, or yours? Or if somebody registered you without your knowledge. Good luck. Go get it. Woo! Send it. They did that twice?
Yep.
Unbelievable.
These checkpoints are a key feature of the race. You must collect all tokens and bring them to the finish line for your ride to count. If you don't have enough tokens, or the right tokens, you are disqualified. The additional catch is that you don't know how many tokens there are, or where they are. This year, the race directors decided to put not just one, but 2 fake checkpoints on course. The first one made me laugh. This one made me shake my head in disbelief.
Lights going. About 20 minutes to sunset. Look, a road. What do you know? Well, that was fun.
Welcome to the night shift. I had naively thought that I'd be able to finish without my lights. In actuality, I was riding with my lowest brightness just to make sure that my lights would last. Looking back, I could have used my lights at max output and been fine, but I wasn't taking any chances. If I'd been in survival mode earlier in the day, it was even more so now.
How the f is there more climbing?
Yeah, I was getting pretty fed up at that point. I honestly do not understand how there were that many climbs in the last few miles of the race.
It doesn't end.
Beyond that, I was completely disoriented. I could see lights bouncing in the distance, almost always above me. But was that where I came from, or where I was going? I could hear the cheering at the finish line, but it sounded like the echo of a dream. I was ready to be done.
When I say I may not finish until midnight, I am not joking. I will be absolutely thrilled if I finish by midnight. On the bright side, I don't even know how to escape this other than finishing. So, there's that. Hanging on by a thread. We're getting there.
We're getting close.
I can hear it.
I know.
I can
So far away.
see the town lights.
Well, what's that is?
How are we still going up?
I had leapfrogged this group of guys a few times on Epic and came upon them at just the right time to lift my spirits.
Ooh! No, I ran into a rock. Stop me cold.
Right?
So do I.
You want me to punch it?
I
Are you going?
wouldn't recommend it.
You go.
Oh,
you're
thanks.
the guy. We've seen you a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Full solidarity, without hesitation. Much appreciated, boys. After that, we rolled the rest of the way to Bluff Street together.
Oh,
Welcome to pavement.
thank you.
Yeah.
I still needed to drag myself up Jasper Knob, grab a final token, then roll to the finish, but reaching pavement meant that the race was essentially over.
So ready to be done.
I said I've been trying not to throw up for like 20 miles.
Same. Going up Jasper Knob. Once we get to the top here, there's literally nowhere to go. Down. I will strangle somebody if I still somehow have to climb.
I thought we were done 5 miles ago.
Are we going to bomb down there?
Yeah, and the 5 miles takes forever.
I was going to say, I don't think we're looking at
It just doesn't make a sentence, so I don't know what's going
maybe there's one.
down there. Go ahead, buddy.
Wrap it up! All right, looks like I'm strangling somebody. Who's it gonna be?
This was the longest day I'd spent on my bike and easily the hardest. I was absolutely spent, physically and mentally.
This trail is gorgeous. It sparkles. I don't know if the GoPro is picking that up.
Sure, we're supposed to blame Todd and blame Danny, but in reality, I wouldn't have pushed myself this hard without them and the rest of the Marji team. I wouldn't know that I could go for 15.5 hours, covering nearly 60 miles and 8,000 feet of climbing. If it had been any other ride, I would have called it much earlier. But in laying down that gauntlet, I wanted to prove to myself that I could be a finisher. So I extend my thanks. Thank you for inviting all of us to be more than we thought we could be.
Sorry.
No worries.
What's the deal?
Just gonna check your tokens.
Yep.
You doing the 50 or 100?
50.
50, all right. So that's 3 tokens then.
Good.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to hear, isn't it?
The 2 bogus ones.
Oh, don't you love Todd? Jasper, limits. There you go. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. I earned that today.
Nice job, brother.
Thank you.
Way to do it.
There you go.
I got my sticker. By golly.
Why you look good when I saw you?
Well, that was 40 miles ago. 50 miles? It was early. Okay.
Ice cream.
Yes. Ish Creamery. We have 29 minutes.
You know where it is. So you're
Yes, it is that way.
all right. We better go then.
As a last point, I want to draw attention to the community that not only accepts this event, but embraces it. There were countless people offering aid on course. We call them trail angels. Unpredictable blessings that keep us going, whether they're giving moral support with cowbells and cheering,
I've already taken water from 2 other people.
or any of countless snacks. Whether a pair of kids with bottles of water, or multiple pop-up tents with a campfire, grilled cheese, and coolers full of beer, you keep us going. The Marji Gesick is, on paper, a self-supported event, encouraging people to face life's difficulties head-on, to not back down when it gets rough. But the real magic is that you aren't actually alone. You've got limitless support from those around you. All you have to do is accept it.